Hello, and thank you for letting me take the time to talk tech with you today. I don't always get such a captive audience, so I really appreciate your time, and I'll do my best to keep it under control. I'll be using an Ignite-inspired presentation format today because I think it's the best way to start the conversation about such a broad topic. For those of you who don't know, an Ignite presentation limits the slide deck to 20 slides and each slide to 20 seconds. It should produce a pretty quick 8 to 10 minute presentation today. And like I said, it's the best way that I know to get the conversation started about such a vast topic. But before we get too far, I'd like to put my twist on a health and safety moment and have a wellness moment. Humans aren't made to sit as much as we do. We need to stand up, we need to stretch our legs, and we need to use our bodies. So find ways to get up from your desk and use your body. You could get your coffee on another floor of the building, or you could use a restroom on another floor of the building. You could just have walking meetings, or just stroll the halls of corporate America and smile at the natives. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Cameron Stewart, and I'm a training developer. I've been with my current employer for 8 years now, and I've survived 5 bosses, 3 CEOs, I've integrated 2 LMSs, and I've worked in 2 different divisions, HR twice and IT once. I think that it's pretty fair to say that my company doesn't know exactly what to do with me, and I'll be honest with you, I like that because it affords me and my team the opportunity to work as a startup company within our company. And like any good startup company, we're not here to remake the present. We want to craft the future with disruptive innovation and exponential improvements. So what is technology? I think it's important to define your context of technology up front, and for me, technology is the toolbox. It helps me to create my stories and tell my stories, and it lets me share my stories. But like any good story, there is a villain, albeit a necessary villain. We corporate citizens live under a bubble. We in corporate America live under the dome. Corporate America is always under attack when it comes to security threats, and that's why our IT departments need to put security protocols in place to keep us from sharing information that we didn't want to share, and also so nobody can hack into our systems. So outside the dome in our regular lives, we use things like the internet, but in corporate America and under the dome, we get the intranet and VPN. In our everyday lives, we use things like Facebook, but inside corporate America, we use Yammer. Outside the corporate dome, we use mobile devices with plentiful mobile apps, but inside the dome, we get Citrix for mobile devices. We have to know that innovation is a tough road to travel in corporate America. We need to know that there will be limitations to what we can do inside of corporate America, and it's our job to be creative within those limitations and come up with innovative ideas to the best of our ability. And so with that in mind, we're going to look at the next 5 years of future technology as it applies to learning. But before we do that, to rephrase the quote that you see on your screen, if you don't disrupt yourself every now and again, somebody else certainly will. We need to start looking beyond the local and linear path that we're on, and we need to start thinking globally and exponentially. In the next 1 to 2 years, I think we're going to see the ubiquity of social media. It's almost everywhere right now, and it certainly will be everywhere in the future. And social media isn't just a fad. It's absolutely the way that our younger and future workforces communicate with each other. And in the next 1 to 2 years, social media won't just be something that you're doing while you should be working, it'll be intertwined with how you work and what you're working on. Looking ahead 3 to 4 years, I think that we're going to see data-driven technologies as a byproduct of the wearable technologies that we're seeing rise up right now, like the iWatch or the Fitbit or the mobile devices that we've been using already. The advances in data gathering and data mining and the use of that data from that market will explode, and it's all going to trickle down into learning. MOOCs will start to become a legitimate competitor for our current online learning methods. And with that, we'll see a large boost in knowledge sharing and presentation quality all across the board. The learning management system will begin to morph into the learning relationship system, making use of analytics and big data and artificial intelligence on that data to craft our current and future learning experiences. We'll be able to track our participation in classrooms and at conferences and on the job site. The LMS and the LRS will morph into one tool that will tell us as much or hopefully as little as we need to know about all of our learning experiences. In the next 3 to 4 years, Motif and Maslow will give us the technology to access mobile devices directly from the LRS. and we'll be able to provide training and quizzing almost anywhere at any time. For example, if you have 5 minutes at the dentist before you have to go and get your teeth cleaned or get a root canal, you might want something to do with your fingers and your mind. You could log on and do a survey-style quiz that counts towards a skill set that can get you onto a job site. You'll be able to explore safety moments like your child would explore magical worlds on a mobile device. You can level up for mastery instead of pass-fail your way to compliance. We could automate push notifications to let people know what the health and safety moment is of the day, or that it's icy in their area, or maybe you're on a job site where the heat index indicates that it could be a day where you could get heat stress. In 5 years from now? In 5 years from now, I really think that MOOCs, cloud computing, tin can, and access to mobile and wearable devices will begin the epic battle between the old and the new. Face-to-face training will always exist, but I think that we're going to see classrooms filled with students working in groups to solve problems with frameworks like design thinking instead of nose down at their desk. And in corporate America, we're pretty good at this flipped classroom idea because we wanted to have people do online training instead of paying for them to fly somewhere to be trained. But in the future, we need to recognize that people are coming out of the school with these skills and with these expectations, and we can't just ask them to dumb down their thinking to meet our current standards. We need to make sure that we're ready for them and that we're ahead of the game. So just the same way that iTunes brought music back to the people and the way that the iPad disrupted the publishing industry, technology will once again bring the power to the people as they start to become not just the student, but also the teacher.